Tens of thousands of potholes pop up on Rockford streets, and they can cause hundreds, even thousands of dollars worth of damage to your car.
Luckily, the city has a way to reimburse you for that damage. Except 13 Investigates found out most people who apply for it don't see a dime. So why are hundreds of pothole damage claims in Rockford being denied? Here's what we found out.
We pay taxes and this is what we get, and I think it's totally unfair.
Ernie Pohl says this year the potholes in Rockford are unavoidable. And he says that's how his wife's 2015 Chevy Malibu ended up with not one, not two, but 4 damaged tires.
This has cost me $700 to get tires changed in the car. Not to my fault whatsoever.
Retired and on a fixed income, he thought the city should pay for the damage, and he submitted a claim for reimbursement from the city's risk management fund. Karen Ippen's husband has a similar story.
He was driving down Rural Street on his way to work, and he hit this huge pothole, and there was a big slit on the sidewall.
She, like Pohl, submitted a claim to the city. Both their claims were denied. And they're not alone. 13 Investigates filed a Freedom of Information Act request and found out that over the past 2 years, the city has received 224 claims for pothole reimbursement. We asked Rockford Mayor Tom McNamara if he knew how many of those 224 claims were approved.
Out of those, I'd say maybe 3 to 10% are covered.
In fact, that number is much lower. It's 1, not percent. Just 1 claim has been approved for reimbursement for a grand total of $134.08. So why are so many claims denied? Most of them, 121, were denied all for the same reason, because the city said it had no prior notice the potholes even existed. That's the same reason Ippen and Pohl's claims were denied.
And I thought to myself, you know, this is crazy. It's after the incident. I pay taxes on my gasoline, on my cars and everything, and after the incident, what good does that do me?
We have to have some reasonable amount of time once we're aware of it to fill it. And if we do not fill it once we're made aware of it, then that claim could be substantiated.
McNamara says the city follows state law for pothole claims for the protection of the taxpayer, since it's taxpayer dollars that makes up the risk management fund.
I think I would be more shocked if we were willy-nilly paying out claims left and right that really didn't meet the criteria by law.
So what is the law when it comes to pothole claims? Well, first, the city of Rockford says it has to know the pothole exists. Then it has a certain amount of time, typically 72 hours, to fill that pothole. If your car is damaged by that pothole after that 72 hours has passed, well, then you have to prove it was that pothole that caused the damage to your car.
It's good that we have the claims process. Unfortunately, we don't pay a lot of claims because the deck is stacked in our favor through the state laws.
So why have a claims process at all if virtually no one benefits from it?
It's very convenient for the citizen because otherwise you would have to sue us in court.
The city says it's one of the only municipalities in the state to offer a claims process. And Mayor McNamara says while he's not surprised at how few claims are paid out, he is surprised the city doesn't get more of them, and that it pales in comparison to the thousands of potholes reported to the city.
The numbers that you show is more a credit to the staff actually doing the job that 146,800 people want them to do and go out and fill those potholes.
Pohl doesn't see it that way.
The holes should have been taken care of. And I got a big problem with that.
And he doesn't think the burden should be on the taxpayer to let the city know where the potholes are.
All kinds of Rockford vehicles out there, and then they leave it up to the citizens to report the potholes. Well, they know good and well what's going on.
Both he and Ippen say if their car is ever damaged by a pothole again, they likely won't bother filing a claim. They assume it won't get paid. 69 other claims in the past 2 years were denied for various other reasons. The city says it's either because Rockford didn't own the road, construction was going on at the time, or the claimant didn't follow up with the request. 34 other claims made this year are still being investigated.